Big-time Marcel Desailly is finally here, and I genuinely think this is one of the most interesting defenders Konami has released in a very long time. But here's the real question. Is he actually the best center back in eFootball? Or is everyone just getting carried away because it's a brand new big-time card? Today we're breaking down everything. His stats, his skills, my recommended build, how he fits into the current meta, and whether he's actually worth spending your coins on. Because as good as this card looks, there's one or two things you should know before you decide to spin. Let's start with the build, because I think this is where you unlock the best version of Desailly. The progression I'm using is 5 dribbling, 5 dexterity, 8 lower body strength, and 13 aerial strength. I honestly think this build gives him everything he needs. You maximize his defensive presence while keeping enough pace to deal with the fastest attackers in today's game. There are more aggressive defensive builds out there, but I don't think they're worth sacrificing his mobility. Now let's look at the defensive stats because they're absolutely ridiculous. He has 99 defensive awareness, 98 defensive engagement, 102 tackling, and 99 aggression. Honestly, those numbers are exactly what you'd expect from an endgame center back. Defensive awareness controls how intelligently a defender positions himself without user input, and 99 is about as good as it gets. He should constantly cut passing lanes, stay goal side of attackers, and make interceptions before danger even develops. Then there's 102 tackling. Yes, 102. That's one of those stats that immediately jumps off the screen. It means that once Desailly gets close enough to challenge, he should win the ball cleanly more often than almost anyone else in the game. Add 99 aggression into the mix, and you've got a defender who isn't afraid to step out of the line, pressure attackers, and force mistakes. If you like aggressive defending instead of simply sitting deep, Desailly is going to feel incredible. But elite defending isn't enough anymore. In today's eFootball meta, center backs also need pace. Every week, Konami releases another ridiculously fast winger or striker, and slow defenders simply get exposed. Thankfully, Desailly has 91 speed and 91 acceleration. That's honestly outstanding for a center back. Those numbers mean he isn't just good when he's already in position. He also has the recovery pace to chase attackers if they get behind him. Whether you're facing Mbappe, Vinicius, Owen, or any other pace merchant, Desailly has the athleticism to compete. Now let's talk about physical contact. He has 93, and while that might not look completely outrageous compared to some defenders with 95 or 96, it's still elite. More importantly, it's combined with his tackling, aggression, and positioning. Physical contact doesn't exist in isolation. A defender with 93 physical contact and 102 tackling often feels stronger than someone with higher physicality but weaker defensive stats because he's constantly winning the ball before needing to wrestle attackers. Then we have jump at 90. That's another excellent number. Combined with his brand new aerial fort skill, Desailly should dominate most aerial duels. Whether it's defending corners or clearing dangerous crosses, he'll be a huge presence inside the box. The only slight disappointment is his 80 heading. That's not terrible, but it does mean he probably won't be scoring many goals from attacking corners. Defensively, though, it shouldn't be a major issue because jump and aerial fort do a lot of the heavy lifting. Speaking of skills, this is where Desailly becomes really interesting. He has both aerial fort and shadow hunt. Aerial fort makes him significantly stronger in aerial battles, while shadow hunt is one of the best defensive skills Konami has introduced recently. It allows defenders to stay much tighter to dangerous attackers and react more effectively when tracking runs. In today's meta, where movement is everything, that's an incredibly valuable skill to have. One thing I also like is that Konami didn't make him one-dimensional. Yes, he's aggressive, but he's also quick enough to recover when he commits forward. That's important because some destroyer-type defenders can leave huge gaps behind them. Desailly's pace helps reduce that weakness. Now, is he perfect? Not quite. The first thing that stands out is the heading stat. At only 80, it feels surprisingly low for such a physically dominant center back. Again, he'll still defend crosses brilliantly because of aerial fort and his jump. But if you're someone who scores lots of corner goals with your defenders, Desailly won't be quite as dangerous as players with 90+ heading. His stamina is another small concern at 87. It's not bad by any means, but in very long matches or games where you're constantly pressing, you might notice him slowing down slightly towards the end. Thankfully, 87 is still good enough that it shouldn't become a major issue in most games. So is Marcel Desailly the best defender in eFootball? Honestly, he's definitely in the conversation. The combination of 99 defensive awareness, 102 tackling, 99 aggression, 91 speed, 91 acceleration, aerial fort, and shadow hunt is absolutely ridiculous. There are very few defenders in the game who can match that overall package. But I wouldn't say he's automatically the undisputed number one. Why? Because being the best defender depends on what you value. If you already have elite defenders, you don't necessarily need to empty your coin balance chasing him.